friend, my name is Doombip, and guess what I just got in the mail? Comic Bento. This is a monthly comic book subscription box that they sent to me for free for reviewing. I will have a referral link in the description if you're interested in getting your own. Otherwise, let's get started. And they successfully taped this shut. Goodness, I don't know why I thought it would just open. That would be really unsafe. So, you open it up, and the first thing you see is bubble wrap. Let's get rid of that. So, they successfully sealed all of the comics in an airtight bag. Every comic book fan knows that it's really important to keep comics away from humidity. It's good to keep them away from just moisture in general, and you want to keep them safe because comics can go bad kind of easily. Oh, they also put like a little cardboard piece in there. That's nice. So I am going to go ahead and open this up if I can get my thumb and the scissors. So we're going to go snip, 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 snip. The first thing I'm going to pull out is the little insert that they put in here. And it says, being a certain age, I can remember how excited I was when a friend or someone I hoped would become more than a friend would hand me a cassette tape with a handwritten label. I don't understand how this is relevant to comics. Oh, that's cute. It's essentially just like a little story of, you know, stories and stuff, and it's cute. But it tells you on the back what the comics are that are in this, and it gives you a brief synopsis. Alright, so the first comic we see is called 4-Letter Worlds, and at the bottom it says Love, Hate, Fear, Hate. And it is, you can see on the back, it's 16 different stories by 16 different authors, and it's published by Image Comics, which is my favorite publishing company. I mean, there's DC's nice, but Image is definitely my favorite, so I'm already really excited for this. But when you open it up, it's black and white, but it's like very nicely shaded, and that, whoa! Okay, so on top of there being different authors, they all have different artworks. So it starts out with like a very nice, like clean comic style that has nice shading, and then you go into the next story, and oh, boobs and butts, and I am not putting this on camera, there we go. And it sort of has something of almost a Scott Pilgrim sort of feel. And then you go on to the next one, and it's just really nice to have 16 different stories like this. And they're all given different artwork. And so then you look at this, and it says on the little insert, Love, Hate, Fear, Fate. 4 words that have long inspired and defined our lives in different ways. 4-Letter Worlds examines how these 4 little words define our individual worlds in very big ways. This brand new anthology features 16 original source stories by 26 renowned creators, including Joe Casey, Chena Clugston Major, Anthony Johnston, Phil Hester, Jim Mahfood, Scott Morse, and Andy Watson. So there's no real synopsis on what the stories are, but it kind of gives you just a general idea of what to expect. Okay, the next thing I see is a hardcover, and it is called Monsters, which is by Mike Mignola, and it just says more. Alright, so this is another compilation thing with multiple creators. And it's called the Dark Horse Book of Monsters, which it's obviously published by Dark Horse, not one of my favorite publishers, but they're not bad. They make some damn good Star Wars comics. Right, and the insert for this says, Mike Mignola takes Hellboy on a monster-crushing mission, and Gary Gianni provides illustrations for a classic tale of South Seas horror by William Hope Hogston in this monstrous tome from Dark Horse. Along with Mignola and Gianni, Evan Dorkin and Jill Thompson return to unveil a new painted story starring everyone's favorite evil fighting strays. Also included is a homage to the great creature comics of Jack Kirby by Kurt Busiek and I can't pronounce this. So it's essentially a compilation of works from various writers and artists that were published by Dark Horse, and if you open it up, you see the table of contents, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different stories by different artists and writers. You've got the introduction, and then you actually get to the comics, and they are in full color, and they have nice, like, strong, sturdy sheets. So it's it's a surprisingly high quality comic book considering the price of Comic Bento, which I'll get to later. So you see with the different stories there are obviously different artwork styles, but what surprised me is you actually get in past Hellboy and then you get into a sort of like novel style. You can't even see it because of the exposure. Oh god. There you go. It's a novel style book, so that's its own little story. So it kind of gives you a nice break from comic reading, I suppose, to sort of like give you time to rest, but then it moves quickly on to more comics. And I'm excited for this because anyone who knows me personally knows that I really like horror comics. I mean, Godless is one of my favorite manga of all time, and it's not necessarily I know people like get all, oh, manga's not comics, but shut up, okay? It's a comic, and it counts, and it's horror, and I like it. Okay, and the next thing we see is Afterworks, which is published by Image again, and this is yet another anthology. So I'm wondering if this is like a theme or something. I don't know a ton about Comic Bento system yet, but this just seems like an anthology month. And this features Kevin O'Brien, Luis Gonzalez, Simon Dunstan, Nathan Stanton, Sanjay Patel, Max Brace, and Robert Kondo. And this anthology features the best of the best in the animation industry, spending their time after working full days at their day jobs, producing some of the freshest stories around. A who's who of animation talent, all of whom have worked on some of the top grossing movies of the latest decade, bringing you a variety of stories from the fantastic to the extremely personal. So yeah, this is another anthologies thing where it's just various creators came together to Image and decided to create just a handful of stories together. These seem to be a little bit longer than what was featured in Monsters and Four Letter Worlds, but that may just be because that this is a taller book and it seems like it's more, and I'm about to drop the last book onto the floor. Okay, and then the final book is Judge Dredd Mega City Masters. I'm not big into Judge Dredd, so this is definitely something that I'm least excited for out of everything else in the box. So just like the other books that we got, this is another compilation book, except this is specifically for Judge Dredd. But what I really like is that these are incredibly high quality, like glossy sheets, not like most comics, and it varies from black and white. It's got a bunch of different art styles, but I mean it varies from black and white to what looks like a traditional like full color art style, and then it goes back to digitally colored. So I might actually read this if I understand it, because I've never really read much of Judge Dredd, not gonna lie. Okay, so then when you go and you add up the price, this is $13, this is $16, this is $18, and this is $19, or actually no, this is $19.99, so $20. Comic Bento is $20 a month plus shipping, so probably rounds up to about $25. That's if you go month to month. They also have different options such as the 3-month plan, which lowers the box to $18 a month, and then there is the 6-month plan, which lowers the box to $17.50. So for roughly $20, you're getting a crap ton of comic value, and it's not just for people who are very into comics, who are completely up to date, because when I left my job at the comic shop, I couldn't stay well versed in comics. I mean, I don't really understand what's going on right now other than what's going on with Spider-Verse and a couple other titles that I keep up with. So something like this makes me really happy because A, I'm getting comics from all sorts of different publishers. This was a very like Image heavy box, but on their website, let me look, they've got comics from Marvel, DC, IDW, Boom, Dynamite, Avatar, like even freaking Bongo. So it's not just going to be Image and Dark Horse that just kind of happen. They also don't have a set number of how many comics you would get, because some boxes had more of like 6 different books, some boxes only had about 5 or 4 like this one, so it really depends on just each month. However, it guarantees that you get at least $60 worth of comics, so for $20, I don't really know what more a comic fan like me could love who can't just go to a comic book store because the closest comic shop is like an hour and a half, 2 hours away. This is something I was really looking forward to. When Comic Bento said that they would put me on their list, I was like really freaking excited. So if you are interested, the referral link is going to be down in the description if you want to get a subscription through me. Also, while I am on the topic of subscription boxes, my Patreon tier, we finally got to the monthly subscription box. So if you guys have a box in mind, such as doing more Japan Crate, there's also Scotch box, which I kind of like more than Japan Crate for various reasons. There's Comic Bento, if for some reason they drop me and you guys want me to keep doing this. I'm not too big into Loot Crate, but Nerd Block, they have a few others. If you like them, I can try to subscribe to them. Really, it's just whatever you guys want. Otherwise, that is it for this unboxing video. Hopefully it's going to be shorter than my Japan Crate ones, because I'm not going through and eating all of the comics and giving you an idea of what it tastes like, because you don't do that with comics. Otherwise, happy on birthday, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! My favorite time of the day is when we played it. Are you talking to your toys? What did you do? God damn it, child!